Hi guys, how are we doing today? I have just pulled up at Tesco's car park getting the last few bits of shopping because Matt's mum and dad arrived today. They're down till Saturday, which will be lovely. And I thought I need to come on really because I've introduced this Yellow Brick Roads to my personal profile. But my eyebrows. But Matt was saying to me, well, not everybody even probably knows who you are. My friends know who I am, but obviously if this video gets shared with anybody else, they're not necessarily going to know who I am. So I just want to do a quick introduction to me and who I am. Hi Bex! So my name is Emma and I moved to Devon as of last year in September. No, I didn't. I moved in August. I have got 3 kids. My partner is Matt. And I was born in Essex, I was born in Rayleigh, and I lived in Leigh-on-Sea from the age of about 17, I think. I moved out at 17. And yeah, I lived with a friend for a little while. Obviously, like you do, live with boyfriends. Met Matt when I was 21, and we have been together ever since. And as much as he drives me insane at times, he is my rock. So yeah, last year we were at that place in our lives, which I think we can all get to, where we were unsure of what we were doing. It was like we wanted something other than what was happening in our lives. And I think a big thing for me was I wasn't getting to where I wanted to go, even though I didn't know where it was I wanted to be. I just wasn't quite happy. Not that anyone really would have known it, but I really felt there was something more than where I was at. So we started looking at moving away, and at one point we were actually looking at going abroad. We were looking at New Zealand. Not that I know if Matt's mum and dad even know that actually, but we were looking at New Zealand at one point. We were looking at Canada. We were looking at so many different places, and we thought about it, and we thought if we move so far away, there's such little chance of us catching up with friends and family members. It would be, really, really sparse. And cut a long story short, I was coming down to Devon with the business that I'm in, and I started to see how beautiful Devon was. And I spoke to Matt about it and said, look, I think this is an opportunity for us. I think we could go and just start a life somewhere else. So it was a huge step for us. And we just did it. We just decided to go for it, and we just did it. And we completely changed absolutely everything. So we moved away from everybody that we loved, everybody that we cared for, everything that we knew. And I was crapping myself, to be honest. I actually remember in the car as we were driving down to Devon, I love The Greatest Showman. So I had The Greatest Showman on. I was playing it at full volume, and we were singing all the songs, but I was sat in the front of the car and I didn't want the kids to see me, but I've got tears in my eyes because I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I taking my children away from everything that they know, everyone that they love, to something we don't know if it's going to work. We don't know if we're going to build the relationships we want, make the friends that we want to make. So it was a massive, massive step, but it was the best thing I have ever done in my whole life. And I'm 40 years old now, and I can honestly say it was the best thing. And I believe the reason for that is because I was doing something that felt so bloody uncomfortable, and I was doing something that to most people they would think was pretty crazy and pretty nuts to uproot when we had so many beautiful people and loving people around us. But we did it. We just did it. And that's where this whole Yellow Brick Roads thing for me has come from, because I feel I've got so much passion inside me, and I see when I speak to women of all ages, friends that I've met here, some new friends that I've made here, and my old friends from Essex, that we struggle so much with our confidence and our doubt. We doubt ourselves all of the time. And we don't need to be doing that, because at the end of the day, we can only try things. If we try something and it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. We've learned a lesson, and you just move on to the next thing. I don't claim to be any guru when it comes to, being the ultimate in wearing of confidence ever, if that makes any sense, which I don't think it does. But I don't claim to be that. But I've definitely grown in confidence so much from where I was at even 18 months ago to where I'm at today. And I just think if you can build your confidence just that little bit, it makes such a big difference to your life. It really does, because you start doing things that felt so uncomfortable and you feel so empowered once you've done them. So I say to myself now, whatever it is that I do, I try it, and if I fail, well, I don't even see it as a failure. I see it as a learning curve. I see it as I'm going to try it and I'm going to learn something. And if it doesn't work out, I've learned something and I try something different. So the whole point of Yellow Bricks Roads is for that, just to share some experiences that I've had, and how I feel I've grown in confidence to uproot us and to bring us here. Hi, Leanne, and to get us to where we are today, and just to completely change our lives. And I just want to share that with you, because I hear as well from so many people that they would love to do something like that. They would love to make a change to their life, or I don't know, they're not happy with where they are. And you should never feel bad about not being happy with where you are. I used to feel guilty, because I used to think I'm moaning about stuff. I'm moaning that I haven't got this, and I'm moaning that I haven't got that, when actually I've got so much. And I used to feel guilty about that, but you shouldn't feel guilty, because your life is your life and you need to live it, you know, how you want to live it. It's not down to anybody else. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's such a hard thing to overcome, the fear of other people's opinions. But when you start to do it, you feel so much better in yourself, and you start to realize actually that is where you live your life, when you stop worrying about everybody else's thoughts and everybody else's opinions, because everybody else isn't you, and not everybody else is living your life. So that was the whole point of Yellow Brick Roads. What else did I want to say? Unworthiness. So I think, like, when we are stuck, like acknowledging your own worth is the first step, knowing that actually you deserve everything that you desire, and that is the first step of going, actually this is where I'm going to make change, and being aware that you want to make the change. That's certainly what I did, and one of the biggest things for me at the very start was reading. So I'm going to do a little blog on or talk about that, but there's some books that I started off listening to a couple of years back, where I started to change the way that I was thinking and my thoughts, and that I found also led me to make little changes in my day-to-day life, which obviously have then led to us doing what we're doing. So that's the whole point of Yellow Brick Roads, and an introduction to me and who I am, and also I think that's all I wanted to say. I do tend to chat quite a bit, and I do tend to go off on one. And ditching the blame, I put that on the subject actually on here, is ditching the blame. Stop blaming everybody else for not being where you are in your life. I did that all of the time. I haven't got this because, or I haven't got that because, or, you know, it's not going to work out for us because of this or because of that. It was everyone else's fault apart from my fault. And when you start realizing actually the life that you're living comes down to you 120%, and it's only you that's going to make the changes, it's not down to everybody else. And now someone said to me, it was a motto that I tell myself over and over again: if it's going to be, it's up to me. And that is ultimate. Whatever it is you want to overcome, wherever it is you want to go, whatever it is that you want to do, it's going to come down to you and your actions, your thoughts and your actions. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And I've got an Instagram page that I'm going to put in the details on here. If any of you ladies, or anybody really, I'm primarily talking to women because that's who I relate to, obviously, but for anybody. But if you want to follow along at Instagram, then please do so. I'm hoping for every live video that I do, that I create a video from it, and I'm going to upload that to a YouTube channel. And then what I'm also going to do is use some of the content in that in a blog, which will be on the website. But all of this stuff is not there yet. I've been procrastinating even about doing this live. I procrastinate all the bloody time. It's ridiculous. And I keep saying to myself, well, what if I say this, or what if no one wants to hear it, or what if this, or what if that? But you get to a point and you're like, do you know what? The people that want to listen will listen. The people that will take something from it will take something from it. And I believe in my heart of hearts that if I can just encourage one person to do something outside of their comfort zone that betters their life, then I've done my job properly in speaking out on social media. So have a lovely day, guys. I will put the link in the comments below of the Instagram page, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.